Good morning, you guys. It is a lovely Thursday morning in Georgia. Weather's great. This whole video is just gonna be a get ready with me, so if y'all don't like basically stand still, sit down, chit chat videos, then you're probably not gonna like this video. So I do recommend that you click out of it, but in all seriousness, don't click out of my video, because what makes you think that you could just leave? I'm also recording a morning vlog for TikTok. So I don't know what I'm going to overshare about, but hopefully I just start spewing at the mouth. I just brushed my teeth, got on some cute pajamas, got my outfit already set out in there, got the babies fed. They're not ready for the day because I like to get me ready before I get the babies ready. It just helps my day go by better. I think I need to get a different tripod. Would y'all rather sit right here or like sit like you're talking to me? Let me go see. I'll be right back. So I have a tripod that I'm gonna put on the mirror and y'all can just talk to me face to face. And of course my son is screaming, probably because he dropped a crayon, you know. This is a double shot caramel vanilla latte. Very good, made by yours truly. Let's get to it. Hopefully he's giving me some energy. I have yet to eat this morning. That's my problem. See, it's really hard for me to wake up before my kids because certain days I don't know when they're gonna wake up. Because like one day I planned to get up at 7 a.m. and next thing I know I hear pitter patter coming down the freaking hallway. 7:15 they woke up. So I was like, okay, so waking up before them is not an option. And then like days like today where they didn't get up to like 9:30, I could have gotten up at 7 and had some alone time, some get ready time, some feed yourself time, you know, because it's very easy for me to feed them, get them ready for the day, and then 3 o'clock roll around and I wonder why I'm gonna pass out. It's because you haven't eaten anything and you've only had a latte, you know? If y'all don't know, now you know. I just recently turned 22. I turned 22 in May. I'm really trying to figure out this life stuff, man. I really am, because I feel like it's easy to say, like, it's easy for people to be like, things are gonna change, life's gonna change, your opinions, what matters to you is gonna change, your whole basically perspective on life is gonna change. All right, like I was saying, we are about to do some skincare. Favorite part of the day. Wow, low battery is crazy. So like I was saying, it's really, please don't shut off. If my camera shut off, I'm gonna cry because it's the only time I'm really gonna have to do this. Basically, like I was saying, when you're going through that perspective change, or like you just realizing life isn't about certain small things that you made it about in the past, it's like, so what is life about? So if I thought it was this way and it's not that way, what am I really doing here? If that makes sense. How do I feel about being out on my own, moving to Georgia? I've been here for about a year. It'll be a year June 9th. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to switch over to my phone in a couple seconds because my camera's gonna die, so don't mind that. But how do I feel about moving on my own? Do I like it? Do I love it? Do I hate it? It's great, but it's not always great. Obviously, nothing is freaking perfect. My life is far from perfect. It gets really difficult over here. And that's on being freaking a young mom, a young woman, a young wife. It's just all of that combined is just a lot. And I didn't realize it would be a lot because I thought it would just be fun times, you know, getting married young. It's a great setup, but when you realize it's not all cupcakes and rainbows, that's when you're like, oh, was this the best idea? You know, if I'm being real, like you really start to think, was this the best idea? But that's why I really have to stay, like, and it's been really hard, I'm not gonna lie, to remember like I'm okay and that God has me in his hands, but also remember that my choices control, like my choices dictate whether or not I'm going to stick with my plan or God's plan. Like I think we have a bad habit of basically taking control of situations and then saying God did this for a reason. No, he didn't. Okay, like I was saying before my camera died, we gotta stop blaming God for the stuff that we actively made choices to change in our lives. It's a lot of times we know that God will eliminate people like out of our lives. We know that God will put people in our lives. But when we do some messed up stuff and lose a friend from it and then try to say God did this. No, babes, you don't know how to communicate and you lost a friend. That's what happened. Now, whether or not you want to make that friendship work or you don't, that's all you, that's fine. And if you want to try to make it seem like God did this to you, God separated y'all when you were the one acting funny and weird, we can't normalize stuff like that. I need to, and we need to distinguish the difference between us allowing our minds, our flesh, who we are, control and dictate things in our lives, and then saying God did this for me, God had this plan for me. It's a lot of times God has stuff planned for us, but we don't allow that plan to go through because we interrupted with stuff that we want to do. Me, I do that so much, and it's so annoying because it's like, Alana, how many times do you really want to set yourself back from what God has in store from you, from what God has in store for you? But it's like really hard. It's really hard to be like God. It's really hard to be like God. And it's not my job to be God, but it is my job to strive to be more like him. So really it's just prayers on God, please help me. I want to be more like you, stuff like that. But I ain't trying to preach to y'all. I really just want to ramble and talk. The twins are doing great. They're growing, talking, screaming, loving. It's just so crazy to see them absorb everything that I'm teaching them. It's a really good feeling, honestly. And especially because I feel like with my children, I've gotten everything that I prayed for with them, like everything that I could have possibly wanted. Like for them to enjoy learning. They love learning. They literally love learning. And I pray that it stays that way forever, even though I know when we get older, we start to realize this really ain't that fun. Let's turn on a movie. But I hope it doesn't happen like that. You understand? Sometimes I can feel like a wackadoodle when it comes to being a mom. It gets confusing. It's challenging, of course. We all know that. But it's not impossible. And it can be done, To anyone that is not a mom, but is sexually active, you need to either be on birth control or prepare for a child. Do not be like me. Do not freaking think that just because everybody else in this world can be sexually active and have no consequence, that is going to be the same for you. No, love. You're going to get pregnant if you're not using protection or being smart, okay? You're not infertile. You're not infertile. I don't know why we convince ourselves of those things. I really don't know. But I'm just here to stop the fucking lie and to bring... My trip to Hawaii was so great. I know in that video I did say Hawaii a million times, and I meant to edit in the video, like take a shot every time I say Hawaii, but I never did do it. So it just kind of seemed obnoxious me saying it a million times, but it's okay because I was literally living my best life over there. It was wonderful. It was great to go with family. I feel like my family is striving to be healthier. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's family is perfect. When everybody starts a family, it's kind of fresh and you have to learn to get used to different people. I don't know how to explain this correctly, but like my life wasn't perfect, of course not, but I can tell like my parents are trying to go out of their way to make life better for me and both of my sisters. Obviously, me and my big sister get the short end of the stick because we're out of the house, but they're still like going out of their way to make sure that we're enjoying life and making sure that we know that they love us. And I could not be more grateful for the family unit that I was blessed into. That's the only thing about these dang videos. Like, I love watching people ramble, but I don't know how I feel about myself rambling. I feel like I rush myself, or I don't know. I've never known how to do makeup. Never known. I just always have done random stuff on my face that I thought looked good. He's about to leave, so I'm trying to figure out if I have time to film, but I need to film because I need to get some sort of like just YouTube video up. I don't freaking know. What do I usually do after this? Lashes, what? I think the hardest part about life right now for me, or the most challenging part, is me going from living with my parents, us about to get started in a military lifestyle, me thinking that I had my whole life basically set up because I was married, I had kids, and we were about to move. You would think like that's the end goal for everybody, like marriage, children, and living on your own. So in the beginning, I really did think like, I'm set up, I'm good. Like all I have to do now is go hard on content, right? Life showed me. It was like, this is not gonna be easy. This is gonna be just as much of a job as anything else. Like just because, because I see a lot of young people getting married now. Just because you get married when you're 18 or 19 and your partner, spouse, whoever goes to the military or doesn't even go to the military, it doesn't mean that everything else is gonna be freaking easy. First of all, your relationship is gonna get harder after you get married. So let's just prepare for that. Your relationship turns into a marriage, basically a contract, and it gets way more difficult. I hate to sound so negative about marriage, but I'm just being serious.
Kaya, are you okay? Jesus.
Like, I'm so glad I have the opportunity to tell multiple people, man or woman, like, it might look good, but you don't know if it's actually gonna be good. You understand? It's going to be work. Everything you do is gonna be work. I don't care if you think you found your knight in shining armor. Is that what the saying is? Armor? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Because then you start to realize, oh, I'm 22. My brain isn't completely formed yet, and I'm in this situation where most people are older when they get into it. So I don't know everything. I don't know all of the right things to do. I don't know all of the right things to say. Getting married won't solve your problems. Getting married won't make your relationship easier. It'll only make it more serious. I guess you could say that. Having children young, it's never been the move. I've never been that person that had kids young that just comes on the internet and is like, oh, it's a love I never felt before. Obviously, that's for every mom that ever has a kid. I never go explaining how this is the best thing that I ever could have done with my life. It was supposed to be a little later in my life, but me being a twit, being sexually active and not protecting myself, that's why we're here. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's something that if you are not pregnant and you're sexually active and not protecting yourself, you can prevent. That's basically all I'm trying to get out of this. And yes, we know abortion is always an option for anybody who wants to have that option, but if you don't want to have that option, if you don't want to even have to get that far, freaking protect yourself, in every way that you can. I always talk about the freaking book. I'm not on birth control right now. I'm just tracking my period on paper, on an app, checking my cervix, and that's all in that book. I'll post a picture of the book right here. It's a really informative book, and I feel like if you are a young woman who wants to learn her body, not even sexually active, just wants to learn her body, you need that book. You know what I never understood? Something I literally never ever understood was when people would get on the internet, because young girls ask questions about when should I lose my virginity? When is the right time? And literally men and women will be like, there's no age to lose your virginity. You'll just feel it. Basically, that led me to believe that whenever I started feeling those feelings, it was time to act on them. No. What we should have been telling young girls is when you start feeling those feelings, you have to know when to control them and who to control them with. You can't just allow your freaking hormones to make you jump on this man's back and end up with the baby and no father in the life because he wasn't prepared for that, and you can't force anybody to be in anybody's life. I've never understood that. I just haven't. You know what I'm also starting to like to do? So like I said, I don't know how to do makeup, but I have foundation and a setting powder. And the fuck? I don't know. I'm just gonna wipe that off. And I do like to put a little bit of setting powder like under my eyes just to brighten in the slightest bit. It never does too much. That's the thing with me. Like, my mom always taught me that less was more. And I'm a firm believer in that. There's highlighter in that, so it's gonna be glitter on my face, but I'll live. I'm also getting ready because I have more TikToks to film. And I think I want to take my children to the splash pad today. We have one outside in our backyard, like a little pool that sprays. But I think I want to take them to the big one that's in our community. I think they really enjoy that. Actually, I know they would. Just to wake me up, brighten me a little bit. That did nothing, but none of my makeup really does anything, and that's all right. Favorite part? Tight lining. I love a good tight line. Don't have a beauty blender, so I have to use my fingers, right? I accidentally put too much under my eye. Okay, now I need a Q-tip to get that. Okay. Usually I only tight line when I'm wearing like eyelashes, but all right. I look a little bit okay. Now I need to go steal my sister-in-law's freaking edge control. I'm gonna put on some of this Fenty highlighter. I literally got eyeshadow in it, but it gives the perfect little sparkle, and I love it. It's not too much because it's like, it's not a powdery one, it's just glitter, and I love that. LOL, who uses the same brush for concealer and highlighter? People who don't know what they're doing when it comes to makeup. That's who. Now for our favorite part, the lips. Oh yeah, I don't have lip liner, so I have to use eyeshadow. But it never fails, so. That brings everything together every time. Lip gloss is pink and then a light pink. me. Now, what makes the entire lip? We love her. Imagine if I just look crazy and think I look good the entire time. Wild. Now I wish I had like a facial mist, but I don't have any. I don't have nothing of the sort. We are all done, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed freaking however many minutes this video was of me oversharing my life. I am about to do my edges, film some YouTube videos, film some TikTok videos with my daughter and myself, get dressed, and yeah, that's all. I really do hope that y'all enjoyed. And if you didn't, let me know, because I'll know if I need to never post a video like this again or continue posting videos like this. And maybe if y'all let me know if y'all liked it, I can post better videos like this and maybe my camera won't die. You understand? All right, so I'm gonna go now. Hopefully y'all have a marvelous day. I'm gonna try to have a marvelous day. Just filming and editing. All right, and being a mom and a wife, I guess. Give me more topics to talk about in the next Get Ready With Me while I overshare about my life, okay? Has this camera been tilted the entire time? I'm so sorry if it has. That's not good. Goodbye.